My name is Funke Opeke. I'm founder and CEO of Mainone. Mainone is a digital infrastructure company that we founded 13 years ago, and we went into operation just over 10 years ago with the landing of the first private submarine cable on the shores of West Africa, where we are the leading provider of commercial data center services in West Africa today. I chose to be an engineer because I was very interested in the sciences going up. I had a certain curiosity, but I definitely was not interested in the biological sciences. And when you looked at the advanced world, we were aware of the upcoming changes that this technology was bringing. And so I was very drawn to that and drawn to study electrical engineering in university. In 2005, I returned to Nigeria as the Chief Technical Officer of MTN Nigeria. I had been gone for almost 25 years at that point in time. So Mainone did not just happen. After returning to Nigeria and witnessing the tremendous strides that had been made by MTN and by other mobile operators since deregulation, clearly there was opportunity to participate in the private sector in telecommunications here with the new liberalized regime. Particularly at the time I returned to Nigeria, internet access was still the preserve of very few in our society. And I felt very strongly that if we were to catch up, if the young people were to gain access to the internet for education, if our workers were going to become more productive, we needed to have access to this technology that was transforming the rest of the world, and hence Mainone. The financial challenges in the early days, raising that capital, but in particular raising the first capital, was particularly difficult. I would say navigating the terrain in Nigeria, in West Africa, is the next challenge. I mean, when we read all these indices about ease of doing business and where Nigeria is placed, I said, there's a reason for that. And if you're not trying to achieve great things or transformative things, sometimes you don't really recognize the impact of that. However, I don't want to make it all about challenges, because there is a flip side. And when you look at the contribution we've been able to make and the transformation that has come about because of the work we do, then it is really fulfilling. It is hard, but it is fulfilling to see internet penetration go from 10 to greater than 40%, to see the tech startup community start to emerge, to see these companies creating value, creating jobs for young people, to see the impact access can have with adoption in education and government. Still early days, we feel, in terms of how far we would like to go and the vision that we have for full penetration in the region. But nonetheless, you can see and feel the impact today, and that has been very rewarding. When our cable went into service in 2010, I thought that was a big barrier to overcome, building that infrastructure as a private company to serve West Africa. And, my work would be downhill from there. So I would say lessons learned. Adoption has been hard. Building these new business models take time. However, if you stick with it, it could be rewarding. And truly, these are the requirements for our society to develop. So if I look at what I've learned, it's just really, I would say, that ability to operate very value-based, integrity, professional, world-class services in what I would call a challenging macroeconomic environment. And I think that's probably the biggest lesson I have learned along the way. My journey in Mainone has been a very fulfilling one. And when you reflect on the theme for this year, choose to challenge, certainly starting Mainone as a private company, my chairman, when I first floated the idea, said, no, that's what governments do. Why would we want to invest private capital to do that? And look at the amount of capital you want to invest. But we have challenged the status quo. We have made a difference. We are being successful as a business, and so the challenge has paid off. And when you reflect in our environment, there are so many challenges and opportunities, and Nigeria is going to develop when we all bring the best of ourselves and our capacity in our current roles to look at the broader challenges we have as a society and what impact we can have in changing that. It's not somebody else's challenge. No one's going to come in and do it for us. The reason why a young person in Nigeria does not have access to the same services, to the same infrastructure, to the same quality of life, and access to opportunity that someone living in a more advanced economy does. And if we start focusing on creating those opportunities for ourselves and people around us, then indeed we're choosing to challenge and can transform our society for the better. I wish everyone at the Development Bank of Nigeria and the audience at this celebration a happy International Women's Day. Thank you very much.